Hey everyone, it's Paul Hamilton here from UTB. We're going to look at today how we can use Canva and some of the AI tools to visualize text. Some of our readers find it difficult to visualize text in their minds, so we're going to have a go at that today. So I've got this page and I've got this little passage of written text, and I've also got down the bottom, we'll share the link to this so that you can make a copy of it. I've also got an audio reading of that here. So if I just play that quickly.
As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the vast Australian bush in hues of orange and crimson.
So what I've done is I've put that audio there, which is actually an app in Canva that you can actually get its spoken text for you, which is pretty cool. And so what we're going to do is we're going to generate and use the AI tool. So if we go to the page here, which is the student create page, let's have a look at how our students might work through a process of using AI, but using it effectively, because some people think that you just copy paste the text in and you're going to get what you want. And however, that's not the case with Canva. So let's kind of break this down a little bit. I'm going to go over to my elements, which is just below my design, and I'm going to take the first part of my text. I'm going to go here where it says AI image generator, and I'm going to click on generate your own image, and I'm going to start the process of creating that background. So I might start with Australian bush in hues of, let's go orange. Now, for those that haven't used this before, the styles are super important. I love the kind of anime version that created with concept art. So not anime, but actually concept art, I love. I'm going to make that landscape and I'm just going to generate that image. Now, remember, the first one that we do is not going to be the one that we're going to use. We're going to keep revising and starting to look at our prompt and see if we can get it a little bit right. Now, it's pretty good at the moment, but as you can see, it's probably not as dense as I want. And it also hasn't got those hues, that real feeling that I'm picturing in my mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the bottom again. I'm going to keep that text there. This time I'm going to say Australian, let's go dense, because we need it to be a little bit more, have a little bit more foliage and things in it. In the Australian dense bush as the sun sets, comma, in hues of orange. Let's go there and just see what that generates. Now, while that's generating, I'm looking at my text up here. I'm listening to it back. I haven't thought about Jake. I haven't thought about the emotion that he's feeling yet. I'm just looking at that scene setting, and we're going to create that from scratch. Now, this is looking a little bit better. I can see my sun setting. I love this one here with the sun that sets. So I think I'll go with this one here just because it's got that beautiful sun setting in the distance. So that's kind of picturing what I think that text might look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that nice and big. Make it nice and big. Now, you might notice that, okay, Paul, it looks like my image doesn't take up my canvas. You can actually use some AI to do that. So if we go up to edit at the top here, and we go to our Magic Studio and we just go along a little bit, you'll see that there's a magic expand, and I can magic expand that for the whole page. So that takes a little while to do, but what it's going to do is it's going to give me 4 options. Okay, and the 4 options are definitely going to be varying in quality and degree. It's a little bit of hit and miss, but I kind of like how that's actually come. That's looking pretty good at the moment. So if I go through, it's giving me 4 different options. Let me see this one. That one looks pretty good. I kind of like that tree there, although it doesn't look like a eucalypt. That one's a bit blurry. That one's got a bit of side to it. I think I'll go with that original, so I'm going to go done. Now, you can see here, I can position that to the front or back, so I can bring that to the front so that I can fully concentrate. I'm going to send it to the back for the moment, simply because I want to see my text here. I want to keep seeing my text. I might make that a little bit longer over there so I can keep reading it. And that's a little tip from me with students too. Make sure that they can keep picking up the clues and the cues from the text itself. Now, what I want to do now is I want to focus on the character. Now, I don't know too much about this character. He's 15 years old. His name's Jake, and he's hopelessly lost. So I'm going to go back to my prompt writing in my Magic Media. And this time, I'm going to keep the in hues of orange because I want to keep that consistent. But I'm going to start to visualize what this character might be. And this is where your students can take a little bit of creative license here. So what I'm going to say is teenage boy with red backpack in hues of orange. That looks pretty good. So why don't I, concept art is good. I'll keep that consistent and I'm going to go generate. Now, once again, the first thing that we do, we're not going to find what we want in our first iteration. So what we need to do is keep defining and refining our prompts. So these are a little bit kind of hit and miss a little bit. It's not exactly what I want. I'm getting some random images. It's kind of the character I want, but I need to go a little bit further. So I'm going to go down a little bit and kind of develop this a little bit. So this time I'm going to say he's going to be worried and anxious. A worried and anxious teenage boy with red backpack in hues of orange. Let's see if that emotion gives us a different response going forward. So I'm just going to move that up a little bit so that you can still see that at the top. I'm really happy with my sun setting in my original scene, which is great. And what I normally do with AI is I definitely look at layers. So I start to look at layers in regard to doing it. I'm starting to get some characters here that are a little bit more like I want. We've got some really, really kind of great images. Let's go with this one. I'm going to go with this one here. This one looks like it's great. Now, when I bring that in and I click on that, it's not exactly fitting into the scope of what I'm trying to do. It's not the forest background. It's not what I actually want. So what I'm going to do is up the top here, I'll go to background remover. And this way, I don't have to construct and do a prompt that's got all of the characters in here. Now, he's got no legs, that's fine. I could do a magic expand and see if it does it, but I'm going to just make that a little bit bigger and go down to the bottom of my page because as a composition tool, I don't need it to be exactly a full body. I could say he's standing in a street. I could start to play around, but that's looking pretty good. I've got Jake, he's got a backpack. He looks worried. He looks a little bit anxious. The final thing I want to do is just think about this whole Australian bush. I want to think about possibly a creature or another element that might just give it. I've got these beautiful eerie shadows already, so they've kind of come through. I might say I want a picture of an Australian gecko in hues of orange. Let's just see what that generates because I'm starting to look at my composition now and starting to look at how I might be able to add specific layers, looking at the text, looking at the different elements of it. Now, some of these are pretty cute. Love these. Now, you might say, Paul, they're not really going to suit. So I'm going to generate that one more time. And I'll just show you how you can be a little bit clever in regard to the composition itself. So let's have a look at what it generates the last time. And we can add some different elements to this as well. This is starting to look a little bit better. I've got some kind of little depth. I like these images that kind of look like they're coming out a little bit. I might go with this one here. And all I'm going to do here is bring that gecko in. I'm going to do my background remover that I use all of the time. Don't forget, if it doesn't eradicate everything you need or it takes out something a little bit more, you can always click on that again and actually restore some of the images. So if I bring that to the front, it's not really looking great here because I've got this little bit kind of expanded. So I'm just wondering if we can use that tool that we did before just to create that. Edit. Let's go to our Magic Studio and go along to Magic Expand. And I'm going to do the whole page and then I should be able to remove the background if it gives me that kind of tree or that stick that doesn't actually work too well. I probably should have used that top right image. If this doesn't work, I'll probably go back and use that other gecko one, but it's always good to kind of play around with the different AI tools to see what you can actually get. Oh, we've got lots of different things here. We've got this one. See how it's added the leaf a little bit? I kind of like that. So I'm going to press done. But then what I'm going to do on that image is definitely go to background remover again, because what it's done is it's kind of giving me that leaf slash stick and it's kind of finished off the leaf and stick. Oh, that's looking great. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. So if I kind of bring that down a little bit, and if I wanted to bring it to the other side because it's not looking great there, I could always go up to my flip and make that horizontal and kind of bring it over to that other side and play around with the corners. I might make that a little bit bigger so it looks like it's coming. So all of a sudden now we've got this beautiful text We've got elements of the text in it, but we've also got our students thinking about what does that look like in my mind? What does that text look like in regard to the character himself and also the bush setting that we're actually in? Now, as they read the story and go further along with the story, they're going to refine that. The character might change. We might pick up cues in the text that kind of changes that. Let's finish that off because I want to keep the text here. And so what I'm going to do here is just go back to my elements at the top. I'm going to go over to my shapes. I'm going to add a shape here at the background. I'm going to make my text a different color. Now you can see here it's got default colors. Maybe that orange looks nice. And what I might do is just change the opacity slightly and kind of bring that down so that I can still see the text. Oh, that's looking pretty good. So all of a sudden now we've got our beautiful text, we've got our beautiful scene, we've got our students starting to visualize the text and visualize what it actually looks like, taking it in more creative areas. And don't forget, we'll put that video on that second page so that you can watch this through. It goes for a couple of minutes. It won't take too long, but I love the fact that teachers will take this in a lot of different areas. They might use it as a stimulus for creating their own stories, or they might look at that kind of text recall, which is what we kind of did there. Now, don't forget in Canva, we've also got other tools like sound. So you can see here, it's got haunting calls of distant wildlife. You could definitely go down to your sounds and do a search for, let's say, animals. And not only do you get those beautiful things here, but you also get some kind of animal audios that you might like to incorporate as well if you're looking for Australian animals, atmosphere, forest, bush settings, and some different things to add some audio. So I hope you found that useful. This slide deck or this Canva deck will be available to you so that you can go along and you can actually follow and you can copy it, give it to your students. I probably won't give you this page because we don't want our students visualizing what I think the story looks like. We want them doing on their own. So what I'll probably do is just give you a blank one for the students to actually use. Hope you found that useful. If you did, can you send us a little like? Can you send us some comments? Can you say that you appreciate it? I think sometimes we create these resources and we're not too sure if they're being used or if they're worthwhile. And that helps us decide whether we want to go a little bit further. This is Paul Hamilton here for Using Technology Better.